Evening, everyone. This is a vent recording. And yeah, I've posted this image before, but this time I've given it a gray background so that way you can see it a bit more clearly. This is what I'm still sitting with mentally and emotionally. And I don't know what to do. I'm definitely not as hurt as I used to be by what happened, but it's still there. I don't know what to do. Don't know what to do because I'm just another soul for sale. Oh well, the page is out of print. We are not permanent, we're temporary, temporary. Same old story. One moment, I'm gonna pull up a different song. In fact, I'm even leaning on this, it's just kinda sad. You asked what I erased. I followed rules I didn't write. I held the blade, but not too tight. I wore the smile. I played your part. You never looked beneath the dark. You needed hope. You needed grace. Tried my best to give you both, with blood on my face. You like the winds, you like the praise, but never asked what I erased. You watched me burn and failed me life. You watched me burn and fed the lies. Feigned ignorance at the root of my demise. I know I messed it up. I know I wasn't perfect. But I tried to trust you, damn it. And now I've been stuck like this. Yeah, it was my mistake to fucking try and hide things in the first place. And yeah, I wanted that dense stork, the other person, who will probably never listen to this video or watch it through fully. I wanted them to process their feelings and be there for themselves. Hell, in my selfishness, I made damn sure they would. I also paid a deep price for it. And in many ways, I'm still paying that price. Emotionally, psychologically. I I don't like the price I paid. I don't like the ways I failed. I was sincere in my actions. And my choices. And there's this divisive sharp question I've got sitting in the back of my mind, trying to pounce forward and just slipped off the tip of my tongue. There is so much of me right now that just wants to be what someone else would expect. I'm gonna choose differently. Because I didn't get anything back from it the first time. I didn't get anything back from it the first time other than bittersweet memories. The sense of hope I had to kill myself. I had to kill that hope for myself. I had to kill that hope for myself because the other person didn't know how deeply I needed them to properly kill it off for me. In the end, I got the simulated truth of my own fucking self-destructive brain as the result. And it hurts. It just hurts. Send in your skeletons, sing as their bones go marching in again. Unfinished making sense, done bleeding ignorance, your whole defense. The pages out of print. We are not permanent, we're temporary, temporary. Same old story. In many ways, I tried to mirror that dense dorp's coping mechanisms and way of living, in an attempt to better understand and get to respect them as a person. And my efforts got thrown in my face because they weren't perfect. Everybody's gonna know my name. Everybody's gonna know my oh, oh. Life won't carry me through. I'll have to do it without you. There's the song I was looking for. Why am I posting this if I know it would just drive them away? If I know they're not going to watch it? Because I at least deserve the chance to be seen and heard. If not by them, then at least by my own damn self in recording this video and posting it online. And giving it that space for someone else to stumble across it and understand it. Not because I need fixing, not because I want help, but because I know I deserve to be seen just as much as the other person does. New song. Interesting. Nice to see this social sphere is still evolving. What makes you sad? Happy songs. What makes you happy? Sad songs. Yeah, that's on the other side of the line. Hate me, break me, let me feel as hurt as you. Ah, too bad I can't be reasonable when under this kind of pain. Which means I have to let it go. I have to keep doing my best to defy my habits, defy my patterns, and acknowledge my flaws without it pouring toxic shame into the wound like I've been taught to do. Oh, Sivile. Okay, so Sivile has toxic shame in it as a component. Because toxic shame is a lot like acid. You pour it into a wound and it only deepens everything. The pain and all the damage. I am enough for myself. I don't need to be enough for anyone else. No, I did not end up with this spike in my core intentionally. Trust me, I tried my damn best to avoid it. It was the one thing I was the most scared of. Why do you think I gave so many sincere efforts? Why do you think I was honest? Because I knew that the other person was going to have that power, not because they understood everything or were even aware, but because I chose to hand them that power in an attempt to show my honesty and sincerity. I handed them the gun, and this is the result because I didn't do well enough. So, no, I'm not good enough for them. There's no way I'm going to be a part of their life. That's the message I see right here. That's the message I unintentionally sent them when I chose to walk away. What, you thought I was just going to leave it at that? Pretend I'm all in the corner and the only one hurt? No. That's not who I want to be, and that's not who I am. In a sense, me making the decision to say keep me blocked dealt the same pain to them. Because they were trying, they were struggling, they were hoping, but they were doing so without communicating. They were doing so without making the space to. And technically, that should have been my job. By all logic and personal decision making rationality on my end, that should have been my job. To hold that space for them to eventually find their words. Reality is, I was trying to do my job when I had already fucking been injured from the start. No, I'm not talking like pain kind of injured. I'm talking about just a root injury from back when I was younger. How it paralleled to the current moment. And that's the reason, that's all the reason more why I tried my best to do right by the other person. Because I knew that it was unreasonable for me to expect them to be able to struggle in the same way I did, especially when there was no communication. I knew it was unreasonable to hope against all odds that maybe, just maybe, they'd prove me wrong. And it got both me and them hurt, alongside other people in that friend group. And I'm still learning to sit with that fact. That my decisions, for the 80% of a part they played in that situation, if not 90% when I'm being greedy, my decisions earned this result. Oh, well, I'm at it. I might as well just keep fucking. One moment. While I'm at it, I might as well just keep going. When I first met that dense stork, I saw their heart and wanted to protect it. Not because there was anything wrong with it, but because it was an insecure state. And I didn't want to see it ignore itself, damn it. I pulled off a fragment of absurdity with what I did. Not because I erased where they were at, but because I fucking swapped it with what I still had left to give. That's essentially what this situation has forced me into doing, is learning to ignore my own damn heart when it says reach out, communicate, be there for the other person. It's fucking killing me. And I don't know how to undo it. I don't know how to undo where I'm at emotionally. But I do know that I haven't given up on myself. Even when I don't know what I'm doing, I still want to pay it forward properly. Because it's the only thing I know how to do. To me, this situation was personal, not because I wanted it to be, but because there was a sharp resonance with the root of myself that I was able to see in someone else. And since I don't know what else to do, for now I will continue to use this situation as a learning tool and opportunity to better inform myself of my damn job. The one I've chosen time and again. Which means, unfortunately, acknowledging this all the way on the far left. I've gotten really good at intentionally shutting people down and breaking my connections with them in moments of stress. It worries me. Because regardless of if I'm going to get anything back or not, I still have a fucking job to do. Even if it's an unpaid one at that. While it serves as a protective function, it prevents collaborative problem solving and deeper connection, which can erode relationship health. Recovery involves building emotional awareness, identifying personal triggers, and learning healthier ways to manage stress, such as taking a time out to self-regulate and communicating needs clearly to others. Therapy, particularly emotionally focused therapy, can be highly effective in understanding and changing these patterns. Why is this my root fucking job? Because you're a fool. Not just for others, but for yourself. So you'll be there for yourself even in the midst of a lot of pain. Because why the fuck not? And now the song playing or in the background of my brain is pretty relevant. Let's end this off on that song. Living a life that's just too plain, being great, such a pain. Just taking a bite and then somewhere just so last night. And right when be there doing it too, so living it again, a better life, you know. One with eating, best start eating, apple, reborn. One with meaning, best start eating. Oh. An artist I was to be, every door adoring me, and amongst the ordinary, staring, talent bringing destinies. I never learned to love, and never the meaning. There's my love and singing. And still screwing up in the end. Let's try again. And you've seen a sensory, when we did believe. We made into a bomb by militaries, right down to my hands, bloody and still screwing it at the end. Let's try again. No, tell, just try again. And reset, oh. And reset, oh. Click for who walk to guide, how and why, see your whole sense of self suddenly up and die over again, born and reborn. In all the graves of all the bodies that I've worn. Incarnation, reincarnation, gravest words I always scream. Love me please, yeah. Over again, born and reborn. Odin lives, firing characterless lives to keep me warm. Internation, reincarnation, endless wasteful overkill. What a thrill, what a thrill. So savior I was to be, everyone was my creed. I was worshipped and respected, young and old fell at my feet. Innocent and naive and do the inception, holding life in my whole congregation. Oh man, so screaming at the end. Let's try again. Revolutionary was to be. For the innocence lost, I valiantly fought. The honest did not taste sweet, but power dropped, strong government was. So the so I said was I was man, so screaming it again. Let's try again. No popular try again. And reset, oh. Diving for not try again. And reset, oh. Chasing the next best high, toast of a perfect life. He's a kite 1,000 times, but each one is boring and is trite. Over again, born and reborn. Daring nothing sorry, I just never learn. Reincarnation, grievous words I always scream. Love me please, yeah. Over again, born and reborn. It's a story that has failed 1,000 times and maybe more. Reincarnation, endless wasteful overkill. What a thrill, what a thrill. When life's filled with center. Not again, no one will one life finally suffice. Over again, born and reborn. All the graves of all the bodies that I've worn. Reincarnation, grievous words I always scream. Love me please, yeah. Rebirth apple, be reborn to bite. Rebirth apple, the limits to its might. Rebirth apple, the end might be in sight. Tell me why. We're going to my first life. Well, that's just fine. I'm a bit sad, but it's not too bad. What should I do tonight? Everyone who plays inside of morning, do not believe in soaring, do not resuscitate. Apple reborn.